What's up, guys and girls? Welcome to the beautiful Ontario, California. About to go meet up with some young, successful entrepreneurs killing the game, Sneaker Resellers. I brought my Noctis Hot Step today. See, these young gentlemen, they're making a lot of money. I want to dive into operations on how they got started. What's up? What's up, bro? Thank you, brother. Thank you. And how you can possibly start your own sneaker reselling business as well. Let's go. By the way, guys, we are starting a community of successful entrepreneurs where we can all connect, talk to each other, learn from each other. We're gonna have live calls, guest speakers. If you wanna level up your life and you wanna grow and you wanna learn from other successful entrepreneurs, join our private community right now. The link is in the description. Remember, your net worth is your net worth. All right, guys and girls, we're here at Easy Kicks. Let's go meet the founders.
Look what you had done. Playing with my feelings got me thinking you the one.
How you doing? How you doing?
Good.
Nice to see you again.
Yes, sir, man.
Nice to see you. For the people that don't know who you guys are, okay? Who are you? What's your name and you know, what do you do?
My name is Jesse Hernandez, and I'm one of the co-owners of Easy Kicks.
My name's Ed, and I'm the founder of Easy Kicks.
Founder of
Okay,
Easy Kicks
cool.
in 2014. Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah. For this business right here, how much do you guys produce per month?
Depending on what month it is, like
Yeah.
if it's a busier month, like 50 to 100,000.
Really?
A month.
Wow.
Gross.
That's
Yeah.
that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Can you guys show me your top 5 kicks right now? Like your most popular kicks?
So on this side, it's gonna be like more of our youth stuff, more of the stuff that's just like your general stuff, your Pandas, your 4s.
Okay.
This is all for like the women's sizing over here. This side, we got little racks for Yeezys, miscellaneous stuff.
I see that.
More exclusive stuff's gonna be in this case, right? Shoes ranging from all the way upwards to 1,400 to 500-600.
Okay.
So this is where the more of my exclusive stuff's gonna be for sure.
How much are these Kobe's right here?
That Kobe, I think it's around 600. So
600.
brand
Oh,
new.
there you
Yep.
go. Yeah. Can I touch it? Since you guys like resale business, right?
Yeah.
How much can you guys get this for?
Trades come in for this kind of stuff, so
Okay.
like this, a lot of the stuff is just traded. So sometimes it breaks down really cheap, but for the most part, like we will try to get it for like, I don't know, maybe 100 under what it goes for market price.
Okay.
Like, especially when you're investing more into like a more expensive shoe.
Yeah.
We try to get a little higher margin if we're gonna spend more on a shoe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. How much are these going for right now?
The price is actually underneath. So this one's like 450. Brand new.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wait, did the price go down on these?
They did a little bit because they restocked. Yeah, so they had to restock before all that, but now obviously the prices are gonna start rising and rising.
Yeah. What are we looking at for the people that don't know?
Okay, so right here you're looking at SBs. So SBs right now are probably the hottest, if not the hottest shoes still out right now.
Okay.
So anything SB does really, really well. So this one right here, you have the Orange Lobster. This is
Lobster.
from a pack of how many guys? Do you guys remember how many?
I think there's like 5 of them now.
5 different colorways, 6,
Okay.
yeah, and they're all like exclusive.
How much does that go for?
This one's a size 12. This one's like 700.
Damn.
But honestly, on the smaller sizes, they think they could go for a little bit cheaper. But just
Okay.
because of size, it is a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
And then the Grateful, obviously, everyone knows what this one is. This one's really hot. So this one's another crazy one that everyone went crazy for. I think this one released what, a year and a half ago.
2019, 21.
2 years ago.
2019, okay.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but
650 or
yeah.
so? Sheesh. The Travis Scott?
Travis Scott one, yep. Reverse Mocha, another crazy one.
1,400?
Yeah.
You pay 1,400 for your shoe?
This one right here is going to be the Off-White Pine Green. This is one of the OG Off-Whites, the Dunks to release.
Okay.
This one it's used, but it's 650, but brand new they go for around like 1,000.
Damn, this is used?
Yeah,
You can't even-
it looks like it's just tried on
You
basically.
can't even tell us.
Look what you had done.
This is where they store all the goods. Now we're gonna have a sit down with these young entrepreneurs. Okay, look at this. We like this setup, right?
Should I bring the
It's a
roll
good
in?
setup. For young entrepreneurs like yourself, first of all, I know you guys make 50, 100K a month in a sneaker resale store. I didn't know that you can do that. That's crazy to me. How old are you guys, by the way? I'm curious. I'm sure other people are curious too. How did you even meet?
So I guess I can start.
Yeah.
So I'm 26 years old.
Okay.
The way we met is I used to just resell sneakers on my own through Instagram. I've been doing this for like 7, 8 years, a long time. And then I came in contact with him because I started like selling him sneakers. And then this was what, 4 years ago now? Came to a point where I think he was just hiring, right? And he wanted me on board because I could authenticate sneakers.
Yeah.
That's kind of like my strong point. And that's exactly what he was looking for. And from there, and
Yeah.
that's kind of how everything just happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
So
that.
from there, it was about 4.5 years ago. Yeah.
Damn. 4.5 years, a lot of things can change. That's crazy.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm 30, started this in 2014 back when I was in community college, and the market didn't really exist out here in the Inland Empire. It was mainly in like LA based or like New York based and other big big cities in the nation.
Yeah.
And I pretty much like found out about this by just being in business class, and I was wearing some Jordan 1s. I wasn't really into sneakers like that. And one of my peers was like, "Oh, bro, you're into shoes. There's a shoe store right here in the city." And I was like, "Not really, but where is it at?" And I checked it out, and that was the first take I had in sneakers, which was in San Bernardino, and I was just like really
San
shocked.
Bernardino, huh?
Yeah,
Do you still live out there? Or?
Nah, I moved. I'm over here now. But at the time, I was just like, "What is this?" You know, I'd never heard of this, let alone the market that there was. And I was like, people are really paying this kind of price for these shoes. And then, and that's kind of how I got hooked. And then before you knew it, I ended up just using financial aid money, which hopefully don't get me in trouble. But yeah, I mean, all this started off of honestly like $3,000.
Really?
Financial aid money, yeah. So I just always had a thing for like trying to make money, entrepreneurship, flipping stuff. So I used that money, and I just kept bugging that store in San Bernardino. I kept bugging them like, "Yo, how much does this cost? How much does that cost?" Like, and yeah, I mean, one of the managers there ended up helping me out, kind of putting me on game, and little by little, I started going to like the first sneaker cons, you know, the first conventions. Little by little, just one thing led to another. I just started investing more and more money. Helped another store in Riverside open up theirs, and then eventually I did my own. So we
Which
ended
is
up
this
being
one right here, right?
So we ended up being the third in the Inland Empire. You know, like the government didn't even understand this. When I went to City Hall, they were questioning what this was. They thought I was a pawn shop, but I kept trying to tell them not a pawn shop. You know what I mean? So had issues with that, but yeah, we're here now.
No, that's
It
crazy.
didn't actually start here in the mall. It actually started outside of the mall.
Yeah.
And we didn't come into the mall until, 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was, or longer. I think
About
it might have been 2018.
Yeah. But it started
17.
outside of here.
Okay, so you're probably selling out of your house.
Yeah, I was selling out of the Starbucks on University, if anyone knows where that is.
Yeah, no, I know where that's at. Yeah, that's
at
crazy.
The Starbucks, and just out of my trunk. So that, or just meeting people at college and just flipping like that. Bakers, if anyone knows what that is. I used to sell out of that. One thing led to another. Ended up in Rancho. Didn't know what I was doing in business, so I just I subleased with someone who had a warehouse.
Okay.
But I didn't know anything about like the city codes or regulations.
Right.
So a year later, the city kind of came down and was like, "Do you have a permit for this? Do you have this and that?" And I didn't, so they kicked us out. And kind of a struggle there because I didn't have like, I guess, work history to kind of back myself up. Right. So I ended up somewhere in downtown Ontario, and then I just started doing my thing, and then eventually, as sales grew, I moved within the same owner of that area. I moved to a bigger shop. At one point, I had a barber shop in there, had a partition, and then eventually one of the reps here in Ontario came and knocked on our door and was like, "Yo, we're looking for a store like this. Are you willing to come in?" And luckily, I said yes. And the reason why I say luckily is because I didn't read the fine print. Yeah. So I didn't know anything about. If anyone's watching this that's familiar with how malls work, they take a cut, which they call percentage sales.
How much?
So
is
they
the
have
cut?
Pretty hefty.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty hefty. If you're new to the game and you don't know how to negotiate, if you don't know anything about getting a broker to back you up, like you could get finessed. And that's kind of what happened with me. But it was somewhat of a blessing because had I have known everything that they were going to take, I probably would have said no. Yeah. But in saying yes, it kind of just threw me in the water. Yeah. And then I found out the potential that the mall has in the sense of foot traffic and brand exposure and whatnot. So it ended up being a blessing. But first 2 months were kind of hectic when I saw what the actual bill was, because they have what they call base rent, and then they add up on top based on your sales. So in this community, your gross sales could be ridiculously high, but doesn't mean that your net profits are necessarily high. True. So,
are you able to give us the range of that bill, that percentage of the mall? It says if somebody wants to like get a store in the mall, like what are they looking at?
I'll just say a range. Yeah, a range.
Give a range.
Not get in trouble, but if you're smart, you could try to negotiate as low as 6%.
6%.
After a certain break point. And then if you're not that experienced, it could go as high as 15%.
50%?
15.
Oh, 15.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So if you're making roughly, which I think is standard in this community, if you're making anywhere from 30 to 35%, return on your stuff, that's something you really got to look into because it could do damage to your take home.
Based on 50 to 100 grand you guys make per month in that range, they're taking 6% to 15%.
Right, roughly
okay.
depending on what you have down on your contract.
Yeah,
So yeah, so
okay.
not only they're going to take their base rent, what based on your gross sales per that month, they're going to take some on top.
Yeah. Would you say it's pretty worth it because you said there's a lot of foot traffic in the mall? Did you see like a big jump in your business? Like, damn, we are like, this is the best move we made.
Definitely. I think, I mean, I don't mind sharing this part, but back when I was in the downtown area of Ontario, I think monthly I was pretty content with making maybe 70,000 or 100,000 in gross sales.
Yeah.
And that's more like December, right?
Yeah.
So that's when we're busy. But coming here, I was doing that on a slow month as far as gross sales, which obviously reflects in your net profit. But yeah, it was definitely worth it.
What's your best advice on someone that is watching right now and they're inspired and they want to start their own store like you guys? I know both of you have different duties, right?
Right,
so explain what your duties are in this partnership.
So yeah, I can start. So my duties are really to watch over the store. So usually if you guys come here, you'll probably see me more than likely. I'm here 5-6 days out of the week. I'm the one I'm the one that has like a lot of the plugs. I'm supplying a lot of the shoes here. Doing a lot of the buyouts. Like I said, I do most of the authentication here. We have another guy that does it, but and then pretty much that's like my duty, just making stores
like operations, you would say.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Finding the right brands.
For sure, yeah. Constantly
Stuff
finding
like that.
brands, everything.
Yeah, and then my end is more the back end, more when it comes to like going over things with the accountant, going over things like the lease here and when the rent's due and certain things that pop up, or if I need to communicate with him, like, yo, we need to cut down on payroll or things like that. So yeah, that would probably be more of like my role.
Like financials and just making everything.
A lot of the back end, yeah.
As you guys can see, like you kind of need a team or you need a great partner to run things. You can't really do it by yourself. Since you guys are partnered together and you're running the store that's producing, 50, 100K a month, 7 figures a year, how can one get started? Just starting from scratch. Like how much money do they need?
Yeah, so if someone's looking to get into this from ground zero, like it does take money, it doesn't take a lot. You can start by try getting releases for retail. There's various ways to do that. Raffles, trying it on the Sneakers app in the mornings.
Yeah.
Getting in line if it's first come, first serve.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I got started.
Yeah, they still do that though, by the way? Because I've been kind of out the game.
They do. It's as far as like first come, first serve, I know a lot of places just don't do it no more because of how hectic it's gotten.
Yeah.
But I know for sure they still do raffles. You can still do it on sneakers. You know what I mean? I think that's really where it's going to start if you don't have a whole lot of money. Buying your first sneaker, flipping it, and just reinvest, like we said earlier, reinvesting that money. And that's literally what I did, and still do it to this day.
Yeah.
Still reinvesting money constantly until you build an empire.
Yeah.
And that's really what it takes. And also some more advice if you're trying to get into like a resale. Like I got 2 things, like being really consistent. Whether that's you being on Instagram, posting, getting yourself known, TikTok. Just always posting, just being out there so people know your name. Yeah. Like you want people to be annoyed of you on Instagram, like they keep seeing your shoes, they keep seeing your posts. You want your name in their Instagram feed, getting your name out there, and then also just connections are everything.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially in the sneaker world, connections are really everything. Like without my connections, like we wouldn't have the store running.
Yeah.
I got 6, 7, 8 plugs. That I can hit up for shoes or they hit me up constantly. And that's really how you're getting your inventory. Like once you get to that point where you're growing an empire, like you guys just feed off each other. You may have something he wants and you may have something that he may have something that you want, you know what I mean? And vice versa. But yeah, connections are really everything.
Right.
Being in good terms with everybody for sure.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like other resellers and plugs. Like that's really what you really need.
Yeah. So
to build an empire.
So these other resellers and plugs that you guys have connections with, are they just like working from home or like, you know what I mean? Like, where do you find these guys?
Some of these people I've known for a while, and then some of these people that we just ran into in the store. It's various people, but all the people that we do buy off of, they don't have storefronts. They're just selling out of their house, but in bulk. So there's like roles in here. Like you can either have a storefront and sell out of the storefront, or you can be like a middleman and sell
like
bulk.
A broker,
right?
A shoe broker.
That do that. They'd rather not have the headache of the store because there's definitely a lot of people don't understand that goes into owning an actual store, especially in the mall.
Yeah,
it's really really hectic, and it's hard. It really is hard to even get into a mall. Like I think nowadays a mall won't even consider you unless you've already had a storefront producing over $1 million in sales.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, that's why people choose just to do the wholesale. They'll sell in bulk and still make good money. These people are probably getting it through bots. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I am familiar. Yeah, so it's through like the website, right? And can you kind of dive into that, the bot
Yeah, for
situation?
sure.
Because
So,
I mean, I'm sure people are interested on like how
For
that
sure,
works.
yeah. Botting service is just basically a program that they run on like Nike or whatever website it is that's releasing a sneaker.
Yeah.
And it's like giving auto checkouts. So it's like rather than you manually putting it in, it's already like all like hundreds going at a time with all these like cards and like just getting you.
So
shoes.
that's more the secret of how people get the
And that's
shoes
the
at
reason why
retail.
you guys
That's
probably
why you're
can't even
missing
get
out.
shoes.
Yeah.
And that's probably the reason why you guys can't get shoes.
Yeah, yes.
It's just so hard because of that issue.
Right.
You know, over time, Nike has been trying to stop that, but there's always a way around it, and people are still doing it to this day.
Same with the Yeezys. I remember when I tried to get some Yeezys online and just
especially
sold
like,
out in like 10 seconds.
Especially Yeezy supply back in the day. Oh man, like that's where the most botting would happen. Like
Yeah,
Yeezy
no,
supply.
for sure. Now, where do they get these bots from? Like,
It's honestly I'm not like super experienced in that, but
Yeah.
it's definitely a service. It still costs money to run it.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. It's actually really expensive still to use a bot service. So that's why if you're doing botting, like most people won't do it unless you really have big money. Because like unless you're buying in big bulk,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. There's the only time it's really gonna make sense.
Yeah.
Because if you're paying money for this bot service and only hitting 2 or 3 sneakers, you're losing money.
no, for sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's why people are doing it. They're doing it in such huge amount.
And
Yeah.
they're not all guaranteed to work.
They're not. There's
So
no
you're
guarantee.
risking
Right.
it. So
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of the people you're connected with, they probably have some botting service,
Oh,
right?
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
They
'Cause
run the
that's-
program.
Yeah, that's the only way it could work. So, look, I just want to congratulate you guys again, and maybe not a lot of people tell you, but like I applaud y'all. You know, that's $1 million in sales,
Yeah.
over $1 million in sales a year. That's congratulations on
Yeah,
that.
we
That's
appreciate that. Thank
that's
you.
really great. How much money did you guys start with in terms of like in the very beginning? Was it just like $100?
So the shoe that started all off was shout out to Shoe Palace was the Oreo 5 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was the first shoe when I was trying to do this. I didn't know what I was doing. I just went in and I talked to the manager and he was like, "You really want him, bro?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I really want him." And he was just like, "Just do me a favor, buy this shirt." And I was like, "All right,
Yeah.
whatever, I'll buy this shirt." And then he called me. He called me. He was like, "Hey, you want the shoe?" And I was like, "All right, cool." And I went and picked it up. And so that was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like $190.
$190.
$190. That's what started it all. And then after that, I flipped it. I think I made a $50 profit. And to me, I was a waiter at the time.
Damn.
So
where were you working?
I was working at Spaghetti Factory.
Oh, no
on
way.
Redlands. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
So typically, if I made $80 or $100 in a night, like that was good money for me.
Yeah, for
So when I
sure.
made $50 off of just one flip, I was like, what happens if I do this 4 or 5 more times?
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I'm working.
Yeah.
Right? Like
No,
I
for
am
sure.
working, but I don't feel physically I'm working. So that's kind of what started all.
No, yeah, most definitely. So, damn, $190 turned into a 7-figure empire.
Shout out to financial aid. You know what I mean?
Hey, financial aid goes a long
financial
way.
aid. If you do the right thing with it, you could. You know what I mean? You could do some smart moves.
I did the wrong thing. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I got financial aid, I used it on my Honda Accord. You know, like
I had some friends that bought watches, bought clothes.
What's your upbringing like?
For me, my upbringing was, in the beginning, it was pretty decent. My mom and stepdad making pretty good money. Middle school, kind of like we took a turn in my life and our life.
What happened? Are you able to say?
Yeah, it was more just my brother with mental health issues and whatnot. My mom got laid off because of taking too much time off.
Yeah.
It got to a point where my whole family was just homeless at one point.
No
we
way.
were like living out the car, yeah.
Damn, man. I'm
So
sorry
this
to
was
hear.
like in like, I don't know, 8th grade, 9th grade.
Wow.
So the reason why I strive so much, I think because of literally that upbringing of wanting more.
Yeah.
I knew how I grew up and I didn't want to be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's really what drives me still to this day.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to ever be like that ever again. I still want to take care of my family.
I mean, sometimes, you know, we go through things, right, in order to build us and prepare us for what's next in life, right?
Right.
I feel like you had to go through that to be where you're at right now.
And like for me, where the sneakers really started, I was actually in middle school. And I found my first pair of sneakers at the Goodwill because that's where I would always
No
get my,
way, yeah.
Back in the day, like I said, money wasn't all that great for me, so we would always get my back to school clothes at Goodwill.
Yeah.
And I remember finding a pair of Jordan 1 New Loves.
Okay.
It's a yellow pair. This was a long time ago, the original release.
Yeah.
And I found them there, and they even had tagging on them at my bottom. And I remember just wearing them to school, and everyone was just like, "Man, you got Jordans on." At the time, it was
How much
crazy.
were those?
I honestly really don't remember what we bought them for.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were used at Goodwill.
Yeah.
Probably like 40, 50 bucks
Damn.
probably. And I think I even remember reselling that pair to somebody in school.
Yeah.
And that's really where it started for
That's
me.
where it started, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
for me, everything just started like I had to sell things or go work with my pops to get some money to buy things that I wanted to basically fit in, you know, with everyone else. Because like I remember we were on a budget where I would only be able to get 2 pairs of shoes for the whole year. Damn. So like I would have to like repaint them, clean them, scrub them, because if not, you start looking raggedy. And kids, you know, kids could be bullies at times, so they'll make fun of you and whatnot. So like, to go hustle. And at the time, it was like pro clubs were cool, so I would just get away with that. So for me, once I got into high school, I just started like selling candy to make money. And at that point, I think it was 2007, 2006. American Gangster came out, and that was like one of my favorite movies, and it like really inspired me to, even though I wasn't selling any illegal stuff, I was maneuvering that way. So it really helped me structure and gave me a mindset of having employees. And I ended up, you know, at a point, like I was really proud in high school. I was making like $800 a month. You know? So to me, that was big money. That was big money. And that's how I was affording shoes. That's how I was affording shoes, clothes. Like I had to pay my own prom ticket and stuff like that. So I had to kind of learn at a young age to kind of get it on my own. And I mean, all that kind of led me to where I am now, pretty much.
If somebody wanted to open a store in a mall like you guys, is it an easy process, or is it, you know?
No, I'll answer this one. No, it is not easy. They're going to check your financials, and they don't want to, like, you can't ask your cousin or uncle, like, yo, front me 40, 100 grand. They're going to check how far back you've had that money.
How far back?
Like, they're going to want at least maybe 3 to 6 months.
Got it.
So you're going to have that. On top of that, you're going to be required to do a build out. Most malls won't front that for you. So in my opinion, if you're going to talk about like inventory, build out costs and everything, you're looking easily at $150,000.
$150,000. So $150,000 to get your foot in the door.
Top tier malls require more. Lower end malls require a lot less.
For sure. I could tell you guys have a very close relationship. You guys are like brothers to each other, huh? And once again, thank you for being part of this video, man. Congratulations on all your success. Of course. If you guys have any social media that you want everybody to follow, check out your store. Is it Easy Kicks Ontario?
Easy Kicks Ontario Mills, all on. So we're on there. We're on TikTok. Easy Kicks Ontario as well.
Make sure you guys go follow Easy Kicks. Show them some love. If you're out here in the Ontario, California area, send them all in the Ontario Mills. Go to the store, tell them SnewJ sent you. This dude was homeless, so it's like, what is your excuse? At the end of the day, some of y'all just need to like wake up and understand that you just gotta go and get it. You gotta really put in the effort. You gotta sacrifice. You gotta make stuff happen. You gotta create opportunities. Stop waiting for the opportunity. We're all destined to be great. Go find what it is that you want to do and just do it and learn along the way, okay? That's all I gotta say. No hesitation.
You tell me I'm something you need, but baby, you know that I'm bad for you, Why you gotta be so naive? If I treat you like one I don't want, then you know I'm just so hard to please.